Hey everybody, just wanted to do a quick update to my video that I uploaded last night of an update. Um, Basically, I just remembered a few things that I forgot to put in my video last night. One is, new to me this morning, is when I weighed myself this morning, I had lost another pound, which is great. And now I am down 3 pounds out of the 13 that I need to lose. Yay, go me. Drinking lots of water. The other thing was that I wanted to talk a minute about my blood sugars. Since I've been on this keto diet, which I knew this was going to happen, which is good stuff. But when I went in to my first consult, he asked me, about what my blood sugars were at fasting. And for the most part, they'd been sitting in the low to lower middle 200s, but usually, between 200 and 210 or so. Which is really high, but I'm diabetic and I wasn't eating all that great. And anyway, so since I've started the keto back up and drinking all my water, I have tested my blood sugar a few times. I know I'm really bad at remembering to do it. I'm only supposed to do it a couple of times a week anyway, but if I don't set a routine for something, I just forget. So ever since, for the last, 2.5 weeks, my blood sugars have all been below 200. One night I was feeling really weird, and so I tested it thinking, oh, maybe something's going on, but it was 120, and I was like, wow, my blood sugar hasn't been that low before I was diabetic. So it was really low for me, and that's probably why I was feeling weird. But at a normal range, it was at 140. And then one day I tested it not long after I ate, which you're really not supposed to do because of course, right after you eat, you're going to have all the sugar in your blood from digestion. But even then it was still 175, which is really good for me. So yay me, yay for that. Just eating low carb is helping, which I knew it would because it has in the past. But I'm excited for my surgery to really control that even further and maybe get it down to a normal 80 to 100, which is where you're supposed to be, or lower, maybe. It depends on the person. Anyway, the other main thing that I wanted to mention that I left out last night was about the PCOS. Basically, I was thinking about it and I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to say this, but I've been thinking about it and I feel betrayed by my doctors from the time I was diagnosed with PCOS, 10 or 12 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, maybe a little bit less, that none of them ever mentioned that the insulin resistance that comes with PCOS could develop into diabetes. I feel like if they had told me that and put more emphasis on what could happen if you leave it untreated, I would have taken it more seriously, and maybe I never would have gotten diabetes because I would have known better. But not a single one ever mentioned it, and basically all of them just say, oh, you just can't have kids because you're too fat. If you just lose weight, you'll be fine. None of them ever mentioned that this could turn into diabetes. And then it did. And I just feel really ridiculously betrayed. So if you have PCOS, do not just let it go. Do not continue to eat bad. Do not ignore it. Do not think oh, it's just this thing where I just have these cysts or whatever and all this annoying extra hair and no period, because there's more to it. And I wish I had known, but I didn't. So here I am, almost 10 years later, still fat, still got PCOS, and now I have diabetes because no one warned me that insulin resistance is a thing that I should worry about. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Don't ignore your PCOS. Don't ignore it. It could get worse later. Also, another thing is the self-pay thing. A lot of people are very lucky to have insurance that will cover these surgeries. I'm having some problems with the self-pay. I was really hoping, kind of counting on being able to get a loan, like a personal loan. The bariatric program works with some banks, and I am one of those people who's like, I don't want to owe anybody anything. I don't want anything in my name in case I get screwed over. So I just let everybody else have everything in their name and nothing in my name. And then I just give them money, or I just pay it, for them. And that's how it's been with me and my boyfriend for the last 8 years. And so now I'm trying to get a loan, and it turns out I have no credit anymore. Because I've never had a credit card. I've opened one last week because, I have to do something. And so nobody wants to give me a loan. I have some family members who, have offered to help out. I'm hoping I don't have to depend on that, but it looks like I'm probably going to, which sucks because mixing money and family is probably never a good idea. But it's something I really, really want to do. So it'll be worth it. Everything will be worth it in the end. So yeah, that's it. I got to go back to work now, unfortunately. So everybody have a great Monday. Bye.